Brussels chiefs have lashed out at Lord David Frost ahead of crunch Brexit talks next week as relations between the two sides threaten to break down. UK and EU negotiators will kick-start a fresh round of negotiations on Monday to find a resolution to the ongoing situation in Northern Ireland. The implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol has thrown up huge difficulties for both sides since the UK formally left the bloc in January. The mechanism tied Northern Ireland to the EU single market and customs union in order to prevent a hard border on the island of Ireland, but has resulted in trade being disrupted and additional checks on goods moving across Great Britain. Lord Frost, who led Brexit negotiations, has been appointed as a full member of the Boris Johnson cabinet and will take control of talks. Lord Frost took a tough stance against the bloc throughout the Brexit trade talks and refused to cave in on the UK's demands to take back control of its money, laws and borders. Ahead of the talks, one EU diplomat accused Lord Frost of being confrontational, a claim dismissed by the UK government. An EU diplomat told the Daily Telegraph, "The EU and UK relationship is in dire need of more consensus." Unfortunately, Lord Frost is, so far, better known for confrontation. Putting the relationship on ice is not an option. Britain and the continent are too close, too interlinked, and there's too much going on affecting both sides of the English Channel. Britain then hit back and called out the EU over its record since the UK left the bloc. A UK government source said, based on evidence so far this year, the EU's efforts can hardly be described as having promoted harmony. Relations between the UK and EU hit a new low last month after the European Commission briefly triggered emergency legislation in the Northern Ireland Protocol to prevent exports of coronavirus vaccine to the UK. Officials in Brussels had hoped to put the past behind and reset the relationship ahead of the latest round of discussions. An EU official said, "This would be a nice thing to happen, but we are not holding our breath. The timeline sounds about right. I am not so sure if a reset is possible, but I think it's admirable that we're at least trying." Britain is seeking a 2-year extension to the existing grace periods on checks on goods in order to give firms more time to adjust, but the bloc wants the Northern Ireland Protocol fully implemented beforehand. A UK government spokeswoman said the EU trade deal will build on our shared history of friendship and cooperation, but as sovereign equals, with greater democratic autonomy and a clear, independent voice to speak and act on our priorities.